Hey, I'm Josh, the CEO and co-founder of Phaselab, and I'm super excited to share a bit about what we're building with you all today. At Phaselab, we help companies make their privacy programs more effective and efficient through automation, because we believe that every company in the world has a responsibility and a desire to keep user data private, but many lack the tools to do so. Before I jump into the product, let me quickly introduce myself and the team. I spent the previous 10 years as the chief data scientist and then the CTO of Chartbeat, a leading global analytics company, which I grew to over 70 million in annual revenue and an eventual exit in 2022. And in that role, I served as our data protection officer, which is the person who's legally responsible for privacy at the company. And I experienced firsthand how critical privacy was to doing business in the context of a global customer base. My co-founder, David, most recently served as the COO of Cortico, an MIT Media Lab spinoff, doing analytics on conversation for local governments, and also led their privacy programs. And our founding engineer, Paul, joined us from Reddit, where he was a staff engineer and the tech lead for search. So across the three of us, we have an enormous amount of experience with both the messiness of privacy and the challenges of data at scale. Over the past decade, privacy has gone from a somewhat niche issue to one of the great challenges of the modern era. Companies that commit privacy violations lose their customers' trust in a way that's nearly impossible to win back, and the pace of regulation is ever increasing. We're at an all-time high for GDPR-related fines in the EU, and we now have 14 states with comprehensive privacy laws on the books, as well as a variety of privacy laws. And since this is a data conference, I also want to challenge this room to think about how each of us can contribute to user privacy. As the owners of our data infrastructure, we need to ensure that privacy policies are applied across our stack, that privacy doesn't end with just a cookie banner. We need to think about how personal data in one system flows through to other systems and how privacy policies match those flows. We're also uniquely qualified to be asking questions that matter about our company's privacy posture because we actually understand the systems and the math that goes into our products. And finally, since we're often the teams asked to lead AI initiatives, it's worth mentioning that AI is drastically raising privacy risks, particularly with respect to our unstructured data. Given the huge increase in privacy-related concerns, and with so many recent advances in AI, now is a uniquely opportune time to build the next generation privacy product. Many of the most used privacy tools today are essentially just workflow tools. If you have a privacy-related issue, they'll help you categorize it and track it, but the potential for automation is limited. We're building tools that actually translate between a company's privacy policies and their technical stack. Today at our core is a two-part system for privacy governance. We ingest privacy-related policies and translate them into technical constraints in the first system. And in the second, we have a set of AI-driven algorithms for detecting, classifying, and redacting personal and other sensitive information, particularly in unstructured documents. Those systems can be hooked up to a variety of sources and syncs, and we can apply them either in a streaming fashion for just-in-time use cases like responding to a data subject access request, or in batch. We've worked with an early set of design partners and have already built out a fairly broad set of use cases. Our largest cohort of early users use us for responding to complex data subject access requests. Many jurisdictions allow people to request the data that companies store about them. And if a requester has a complex relationship with a business, like let's say an employee and their employer, for example, responding involves sifting through thousands of documents, redacting sensitive information, and classifying those redactions into legally allowed exemptions. We speed up this process by an order of magnitude by replacing previously manual workflows with automation. Because this part of the product is user-facing as opposed to machine-to-machine, it's the easiest part of the product to demo. So let me walk you through what you're seeing on the right. Here, a user is looking at an individual document that they need to redact as part of a subject access request response. In red, we've automatically highlighted potential personal information that needs to be redacted. And then a user is able to define other types of information that need to be identified and redacted for example, sensitive financial information, and we automatically identify that information in the text. You'll see a few examples in action as we cycle through. With a click, a user can apply redactions either to just this document or across the entire document corpus that they're processing. We've also applied what we've built to help customers wrangle unstructured data at rest, flagging parts of their stack with sensitive data that had previously gone unnoticed and applying their retention policies to that data. Our first customer pointed us to their S3 footprint, and we identified more than 30 terabytes of personal data that was out of compliance and was able to be deleted. We've also been helping companies with their investments in generative AI. As companies seek to build models on top of their unstructured data or add revenue streams by licensing content, it's critical that data be analyzed and redacted before serving as a model input. Given our backgrounds in the media analytics space, we've partnered with media companies as they've worked to redact content as part of licensing deals. As you'd expect, we're built from the ground up with our own customers' data privacy in mind, with an end-to-end single-tenant architecture and in-region hosting to avoid concerns about cross-border data transfers. We're still in early stages, and we're actively looking for additional design partners with privacy challenges that need to be addressed. If you have privacy challenges you're tackling, I'd love to chat about how we can help you achieve your goals.